I'd like to use this simple design to illustrate that there are times when gCADPlus attempts to hatch part of your design, that gCADPlus can crash. If we look closely at the original hatching, can you see the hatching has been broken up into its constituent bits? So if we say draw hatch, and we make sure we have the appropriate hatch pattern, and I'll select the ISO one because I'm in the metric environment. And let's imagine that we want the grass hatch pattern, and I'll set the scale at around 200 and OK that. Let's just repeat that. Can you see we have a couple of options here? We could select the entity, or if it works well, the pick point will work really nicely. Now I'm not going to remove the exploded hatching yet, but let's just imagine I'm going to rehatch things. So if I pick a point and we click here, can you see gCADPlus radiates out, and we want to pick another point out here. I think you'll see that gCADPlus will give up and reboot the system. gCADPlus is looking for a boundary, which would be the polyline that bounds this area, but it's not able to find it because there's so much extra clutter going on. Every one of these little grass symbols is blocking that search. It's still going on. Now gCADPlus reboots. So we'll just say, OK, we'll go back to the default. So I have to reload my design and try and avoid that situation. If I select one of those hatch patterns that have been exploded, notice that they're on a layer called temp. And if I go to my layers, the current layer is 0, and I can come here to turn off layer temp, and I can lock it so it won't take any part in the operation. So if we OK that, that's gone. So let's now try our hatch again. Draw, hatch. I have to reload the hatch pattern, and we now need to pick our grass pattern, and we'll set a scale of 120. What we're aiming for is a density in the range of 2, 3, 4, something like that. So we pick a point now and repeat what we did earlier. We click there, and this time we click there. Notice how quickly the gCADPlus was able to find that boundary, and we've hit enter, and look now at the scale. The density is too high, so if we make that 120, we're down to 11. Should be able to get away with that. We'll see how we go. But you'll notice that if I increase that, let's call it 180, we're down to 7. So you can control that density, and I'll say OK. Now in goes the hatching so quickly. So provided we create a layer before if we want to explode a hatching pattern, just move it onto its own layer and freeze it off. So here, if I come back to probably about 100, we'll get the density that we want, and we still need to go lower. So maybe 20. And there we've got quite a dense area. Notice that it's one entity, and gCADPlus is behaving perfectly well. It's just that earlier on, when we left that hatching in place, it no longer worked. So I hope that gives you a little bit of guidance on how to avoid this if you recognize that you've got an area that's going to have an awful lot of overlapping lines and it's a really tricky area to hatch, put the tricky bits, if you can, onto their own layer and freeze it off, then apply the hatching.